Now, you may have clicked on this video because you're wondering what a drainer is or what drain gang is. Perhaps you're wondering why I dedicated an entire video on how to get into their music. So let me give you a quick rundown. Drain Gang is a Swedish music collective, also known as Gravity Boys and Shield Gang, that consists of Bladee, Echo 2K, Tyboy Digital, and White Armor, that make, I don't even know what the fuck to call their music. Like, alternative rap? I don't know. If you've heard it before, you'd know that it's not exactly easy to get into, unless you're already into alternative hip-hop or some weird hyperpop shit. And if you have no prior experience in listening to any Drain member, I'd recommend you to check them out to, diversify your music taste a little bit. Cause I know a lot of you just listen to Opium and Yee. Let's keep it real. If you are truly willing to embark on the journey to become a drainer, you must first know what a drainer looks like. I mean, they look like this. They look like Stan users, bro. Oh yeah, I also gotta note that Bladee is a JoJo fan. I mean, is that a surprise to anyone really? Now, upon first listen of any Drain Gang member's music, that being either Bladee, who is most people's introduction to the group, Echo 2K, or Tyboy Digital, you may notice something. Wow, this shit is ass! Straight fucking garbage. How do people listen to this? Well, don't worry, because this is very common. Pretty much every single drainer has had this experience. All you gotta do is just torture yourself. All you gotta do is just keep listening to their music and you'll eventually get used to it. Shit. It'll grow on you. For a lot of people, this may not be an easy process. It really depends on what you listen to on the regular. If you only listen to hard street rap, now, I don't know why you'd even want to get into their music, but yeah, that'll be very difficult. Think of it kinda like the whole Nen type thing from Hunter x Hunter, where depending on what your Nen type is, it could be easier or harder for you to learn others. That kind of shit, right? And like I said, if you usually listen to hyperpop, it would be a lot easier to get into Drain Gang's music. So, if you want to get into Bladee, then I'd recommend to start with working on Dying, since it's as trap as he gets, but it does include a signature sound as well. Personally, this is the album that really got me into his music, and it's probably the easiest way to get into Drain Gang if you're someone who mostly listens to rap. Then, when you start feeling a sound, listen to Ice Dancer, Red Light, and The Fool, all three of which are more, traditional Bladee albums that have their alternative feel, but still have elements of rap. And after all that shit grows on you, you should go out and explore the Bladee discography on your own, cause everything starts hitting after that. For Echo 2K, listen to E. It's the only album he has out, but man is it good as fuck. There's such a vast variety of sounds, and there's also meaning behind the songs. You got the themes of addiction, relationships, overcoming struggle with racism, and the lyrics are cool too. On AAA Powerline, this fucking guy talks about crushing ketamine for the entire song, and he does that on Peroxide as well, and those are the first two songs on the album, and I'm not gonna lie, that shit goes hard. And it's such a cohesive body of work. But with all that being said, I could dick ride this album all day, but it still doesn't change the fact that Echo doesn't drop shit. And I gotta say, we're out here fucking starving. But I guess there's also the PXE EP, which is just a trip. Even Echo himself said that it sounds like throwing a car battery into a washing machine. As well as Crest, which is a collab album with Bladee, and it's entirely produced by White Armor, who's the main producer of the group. Now, if you've never really listened to any hyperpop or alternative shit, I don't even know what the fuck to categorize Drain Gang as anymore. They really got their own genre at this point. But yeah, if you've never really listened to any of that shit before, this album's gonna be a fucking train wreck. It's gonna hit you harder than post-nut clarity as soon as you hear the beat on The Flag Is Raised. Shit is crazy. And for Tyboy, listen to Legendary Member, which is just pretty much a rap album that has some of the catchiest songs I've ever heard in my life. Like, I swear, this album has some of the goofiest sounding beats. And just look at that album cover, right? You know what the fuck you're getting into. Yet Tyboy Goon, the legendary member himself, do you understand? Still manages to make these shit sound hard as fuck. He's out here talking about designer, fast cars, and hoes over the absolute wildest beats you'll ever hear. I feel like this guy can sample someone scratching a chalkboard and still get his flows going on there. And then there's Back to Life, his most recent release, which is more of like a melodic album, and goddamn does this shit hit. Now this album didn't immediately speak to your soul upon first listen, and I mean, what the fuck is wrong with you, bro? It most definitely will when you're in your feelings. If you're ever in that melancholic mood where you're just depressed for no reason, put this album on and thank me later. So after your brain starts to get used to all their individual sounds, you gotta listen to their collab tapes like Trash Island and D&G. And you may be wondering how the fuck they can even put together collab albums, since their sounds can be quite different. But trust me, they do, and they do it well. Now, let me break down to you how you develop the Drain addiction. Once you download their albums to your Spotify or whatever you use, and start listening to them while going for a walk, working out, or doing the dishes, I don't know, some shit, right? You will realize that the melodies of the song start growing on you like crazy, and you start to really like them because of how refreshing their sound is. You'll go from thinking that they say the stupidest shit in their songs to still thinking they say the stupidest shit, but now thinking it's fire. I honestly don't even know how the fuck they come up with some of their bars, but they still manage to make it sound hard. Then you start remembering all the lyrics, and then you follow their Instagrams, and then you start doing deep Discog dives on all the members. You'll even get to a point where you go from thinking that their album covers are fucking terrible, like you don't even know what the fuck you're looking at here, to thinking they're masterpieces that belong in museums. Eventually, you will start listening to more artists from the Year One label, like Young Lean for example. I mean, being a Drain Gang fan and not listening to Young Lean just doesn't make sense, do you understand? Like that's not how it works. At this point, you have successfully transitioned into a drainer, and believe me, there's no going back. Your whole outlook on music changes. You can never go back to listening to all that normie shit. Now, I have to ask you to do one thing for me. Do not, and I repeat, do not play Bladee on the aux. Do you understand me? Drain Gang's music is like a hoe repellent. You will, 100%, scare all the bitches away the second you put on some Drain Gang.
I'm not into you. Seasons. Never